Back with Kirk Muller and Kirk the Draw.
Well, Ron, it's a big part of hockey, as we all know, and it's all about possession, and it all starts with a face-off. So if we can win draws, it certainly gives yourself a chance to be in an offensive position rather than chasing it. So the biggest thing as a centerman or anyone taking a face-off is before you ever go into a circle, you got to look around and make sure that everyone, especially your goalie, is ready, prepared, and knows what you're doing out there. You're the leader out there. You're the one in charge. You put everyone in position, and they react off of you. Secondly, I'd say the big thing about face-offs is balance. If you're going to come into a face-off and you're going to have your feet close or really too wide apart, you know, a lot of people can take the balance away from you. So I kind of like the tendency of being shoulder width apart, coming in, legs bent a little bit, so I'm nice and balanced. At that time, I come in, and the biggest mistake I see kids make is they want to make a big circle when they make the draw. And if you think of tenths of a second, you know, if you can make and minimize that circle to a little circle like that, chances are you're going to beat that guy. So just a rule of thumb on a very simple face-off is when you're taking it, try to make a little circle rather than the big swoop.
How about the crosshand?
The crosshand, I think, is you'll see a lot of times in the NHL is a lot of guys, mainly their bread and butter. And when I say that, I think that gives you the most strength. And a big key about taking face-offs is you want to diversify your movement and your plays and everything to keep the guy second-guessing what you're going to do. But I like to use this in my own zone, where the worst place you want to lose a draw is defensively, and you know they get a scoring opportunity. So lots of times I'll turn the hand around, I'll come in. Yep. Okay, right now I'm just trying to win on speed. Okay, make little circles. Okay.
All right, good second effort.
You're getting better though.
CBC.ca/ThinkHockey for more. Watching Bantams from the Vaughan Kings and also the Oakville Ice and the Oakville Hornets. They're skating here 2-on-2s, a little test where they're trying to get their stick open, Wendell, and that's maybe the biggest thing you taught me is that, and I don't know if this is about the goal scorer or the passer, but tell us how a goal scorer often takes advantage.
Well, I think if you have a great centerman or a centerman that's thinking the game, I got to play with Dougie for those couple of years, and everybody watch Wayne play, and a good centerman will always see that the stick's open. The winger will position his body, so he's maybe covered, his body looks covered, everybody in the building thinks he looks covered, but as long as his stick is free to get the puck away, he can shoot the puck. And that's what a centerman's looking for, is if his stick's free but the body's covered, he knows his winger can still shoot the puck. And a lot of great centermen, probably divides a good centerman from a great one, is a great centerman will know his stick's open but his body's covered.
How much camouflage? Do you expose the stick at the last second? Is that a timing play? Or?
Well, it's usually you're battling for position. You may push off the last second. You stay tied up the whole time and then you push off. Right. Then you're open. But the whole time your stick's there. Or if you're a left-handed shot and I'm protecting you, I'm just keeping my stick away from you. Right. Technically, you're covering me, but you're not covering my stick.
Right.
And so I can always get the puck away. And you know, a teammate, Dave Anderchuk, big guy, long reach, big stick. He's probably the best at it that I've ever seen. He gets his butt out there and always gets his stick available to see the pass, to see his centerman. And his body's covered, but his stick's open.
What a goal! Ron Davidson to Wendell Clark. CBC.ca/ThinkHockey for more. Back with Paul Maurice. Paul, in my day, this was called the bank pass. It's now in the new terminology, the indirect pass.
Right. And you know what? It's a skill. And we practice the direct pass, but with defensive schemes the way they are and how good some of these players are at angling, most players are at angling, the only pass we have left a lot of times is the indirect pass. And you don't want to see your players just banging it off the boards and losing possession. It's a skill that we have to work on, and we've had full practices in the American League and at the National League level where we wouldn't allow a direct pass. It's something that you have to work on, and it's a critical part of our game.
And it's one of the reasons we saw the visitors, Edmonton as an example, had to change the foot plates on the boards. They really test those boards.
Morning skates, and you've seen a lot of them. That's the first thing players do when they step on the ice, is start firing the puck off the kick plate down low, and for fans at home, that's the yellow part of the boards to see how the puck comes off. And that's a critical part to where the defenseman, it seems especially, use it behind the net, get a feel for how the puck comes off. But that's the indirect pass that's so important.
How about the drill you're going to show us?
Just a simple little breakout drill, and we're going to have 5 players, and we're looking at 4 indirect passes. The other part of the indirect pass run is the receiver. Not just standing there because there's not an indirect pass, but going to a hole where the puck might go. And that's what you're going to see here is players moving to holes where the indirects are going to be. So if we start it off, we'll go D to D, and you see this all the time in the games, the D to D behind the net. The receiver gets in a good position. We build underneath speed, the indirect under pressure, and that's what I like is that forward skating and the cross-ice player skating. 4 indirect pucks. We didn't lose possession, we didn't bang it off the boards, and we didn't dump the puck in, and we kept our speed.
cbc.ca/thinkhockey for more. Back on Think Hockey with Geraldine Heaney. Geraldine, 125 international matches. Which defensive partner would you say was the best for you in terms of communication or working on the drill we're going to show here?
I'd have to say Fiona Smith. You know, I did play with a lot of great defensemen, but she's probably the one that I have to choose.
All right, Fiona, I'll be you. That's not going to be easy. We're going to show 3 options. Let's say off the opening face-off where the puck's been dumped out and you're tagging up. You want to buy time for your forwards. What 3 things can you do?
Well, the first option we have here is the D-to-D pass. As I receive the puck, I keep my feet moving. Ron calls for it. Okay, we pass it back up to the coach. We'll show that one again. Okay, back. As you see, Ron's diagonally behind me for the safe pass. And back up he goes. Okay, the second one here. I'm going to keep skating backwards. Ron's going to drag to the middle. I keep my feet moving. Ron, up. Join the rest. We'll show that again. We want to keep our feet moving all the time. Keep my feet moving. Up, Ron. Calling for the puck. Good pass. Back up to the coach. Third option. Okay, back to myself. Drag to the middle. Ron calls for it. For the reverse. Okay, back up again. We'll show that one more time. Okay, calling it back here. Drag. Ron calls for it. And he keeps his feet moving. Keep your feet moving. Get your feet moving. Quick. Heads up. Quick heads up. That's it. Back up again.
Beauty. cbc.ca/thinkhockey for more.
All right, with 50-goal plus scorer Adam Graves. Adam, I was saying to you that it was interesting 2 years ago, Marty St. Louis, a small guy at 5'9", let's say, was the leading scorer in the NHL. There were 6 of the top 10 scorers 6 foot or under. Last year, 8 of the top 10 scorers were 6'2" or bigger, and the top guns, of course, were Jaromir Jagr, Joe Thornton, huge men. And we all thought it was maybe a skating game. Danny Briere, of course, we saw how great he was, and the little guys fly. Why is it that the tall guys, you think, were so effective scoring last year?
Because they're reaching around players. And you talked about the tall guys with big reaches. What they're doing is essentially you can't hook a guy anymore. If you have the puck on now, I can't push you with my stick like that, right? And I can't hook you like that. So if I'm a defender and you're trying to make a move around me, I can't play your hands at all. So essentially as a forward, all you have to do is make a move, reach around a guy, right? And take a shot. And there's nothing you can do. You can't play my arms. You can come play my body, but you can't play my arms. So if I can come in, make a move, and reach and shoot, you might be able to put your stick, but if I'm the tall guy, I can reach around that stick. And if I have the power to shoot 6 inches apart, I'm going to have chances all night.
Who did you see that had that power?
A guy like Jagr. You watched him on the power play, and there's a guy that has unbelievable skill and can play with that puck away from his body. And he would have it where he'd be on the power play. He had to play down low, or he could play it back to the point, or he would come in on the defense, and the defenseman would back off because it's Jagr. He would come in to give himself distance, give the defenseman an inside move, and then he would bring it in, reach around him. That defenseman would put a stick, it'd probably be to that length, right? Reach around him, and because he was so strong, he would fire peas. He must have 15, 20 goals where he just reached around the defenseman right up under the bar. Make sure when you're doing this drill that you're not keeping your hands like this. You got to bring those hands up in tight. Even if it doesn't feel very comfortable, you got to bring your hands in tight. And not that you're going to be able to do it shooting, but you want to bring it out wide. Out wide. Out wide. Okay? So it's out wide all the time. See where my skates are?
That's great. Really good. Good job. Excellent. Don't forget, you can reach us, cdc.ca/think classes for more.